She's the baby. I said hi, everybody.
People.
Say hi, everybody. Hi. Say hi. Wave. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. Who's that baby? You looking at Dada? Look. Who's that baby right there? Say hi. Say hi. Hi, everyone. Say hi, everyone. Miss Jen's watching. All right, guys. We'll see how this goes. If Little Mason will participate or be sassy. But our book tonight is Little Prince Know-It-All. This is written by Sheila Kelly Welsh, illustrated by Lynn Kravitz. Second grade, this is a 2.9 reading level. Okay, so you can take quizzes on this one too. Okay? Once there were two princes who lived so long ago, your greatest grandparents would not have known them. Ooh. Caleb was the older of the two princes. He was kind and thoughtful boy. His younger brother Omar was just the opposite. Omar was terribly spoiled, but no one in the palace seemed to notice, except Caleb, of course, and Caleb kept his mouth shut. When it was time to eat breakfast, Omar always said, "Give me the biggest slice of pomegranate bread," and he got it. When it was time to ride the royal horses, Omar always said, "I want the fastest horse," and he got to ride Pegasus. Oh, yeah? When it was time for dinner, Omar always said, "Let's have roast eggplant," and the cook would roast eggplant and serve it on the royal purple plates, because Omar liked those plates better than the gold ones. Poor Caleb hated eggplant on any color plate. He wished just once he could get the best of Omar. One day, Omar said to Caleb, "There are hundreds of animals in our kingdom, but not one belongs to us." "Us?" asked Caleb. "Yes, us," said Omar. "We are the royal princes. Yet we have no pet of our own. Our mother owns Powder Puff, the royal cat. Our father owns Pegasus, the fastest horse in the kingdom." Uh-oh. Okay, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Omar frowned. "Even the boys of the village have pets to call their own," he said. Caleb did not think the scraggly donkeys that carried firewood for the village boys could be called pets, but he knew better than to argue with Little Prince Know-It-All. "I have an idea," said Omar. "Let's get a pet lion." Caleb shook his head. He knew what would happen. When it came time to walk the lion, he would be the one dragging it through the village. And when the lion ate some poor village boy, he would take the blame. Ooh. I know, said Omar. Let's get a giraffe. Caleb shook his head again. When it came time to brush the giraffe's teeth, he would be the one teetering on the ladder. Caleb was even more afraid of heights than his little brother. Well, how about an elephant, said Omar. We could ride him all over the kingdom. For just a moment, Caleb liked that idea. Then he thought about the elephant stall. Not even Omar could make the royal stableman clean an elephant stall. When it came time to do it, Caleb was sure he would be the one shoveling. Caleb shook his head once more. How about if we each get our own pet, he said. Omar smiled. That's a great idea, big brother. My pet will be the cleverest in the kingdom. It will be much more clever than your pet. Caleb smiled too. Oh, no, it won't. My pet will talk. Pets can't talk, cried know-it-all Omar. But he looked just a tiny bit worried. The very next morning, a plump, squirmy puppy arrived in Prince Omar's royal bedroom. That same morning, a colorful, long-tailed parrot arrived in Prince Caleb's royal bedroom. Right away, Caleb began trying to teach his parrot to talk. Hello, hello, he said. The parrot ruffled her feathers. How are you today, said Caleb. The parrot pecked his fingers. Polly want a cracker? He said. The cracker spat bird seeds in its face. Day after day, Caleb tried, but the parrot sat in her cage with her beak clamped shut. While this was going on, Omar's puppy grew more and more clever. Sit, said Omar. The puppy sat. Fetch, said Omar, tossing the red ball. The puppy chased after it. Drop it, said Omar. The puppy opened his mouth and dropped the ball right at Omar's feet. Stay, said Omar. The puppy stayed and stayed. I have the cleverest pet in the kingdom, Omar bragged. Caleb kept his mouth shut. So, of course, did his parrot. One fine day, the king and queen announced that the whole royal family was going to visit the kingdom next door. Omar fed his puppy and gave him a bowl of fresh water. Caleb put clean parchment on the bottom of his parrot's cage, and extra bird feed in her feeder. Hurry, big brother, called Omar. The royal carriage is about to leave. I get the seat by the window. Caleb ran out the palace door. Suddenly, he stopped. He had forgotten to lock his parrot's cage. Wait for me, he called to the royal coachman and ran back into the palace. Excuse me. Meanwhile, the parrot was busy. She pushed open her cage door and flew into the long palace hallway. There, she began pecking at the gold threads in the rug. She didn't hear Omar's puppy galloping into the hallway. She didn't see him lick his lips, but she did feel his teeth close in around her leg. Ooh, oh no. At that very moment, Caleb came running around the corner. He could not believe his eyes. Before he could move or even say a word, he heard a loud, raspy voice. Drop it, squeaked the parrot. The puppy opened his mouth, just as he had been trained to do. Out flew the parrot. Sit, squawked the parrot. The puppy sat. Stay, squawked the parrot. The puppy stayed and stayed. Caleb laughed. He knew his clever parrot was safe. He waved goodbye and ran out to the royal coach. That afternoon, when the royal family came home, Omar was surprised. His puppy was in the hallway, fetching the red ball for the parrot. Hello, hello, squawked the parrot. Princess wants a cracker. Caleb grinned. He ran to the royal pantry and brought back all of the crackers he could carry. From then on, Caleb was happy. Omar still got the biggest slice of pomegranate bread. He still rode Pegasus every day, and he still had eggplant whenever he wanted it. But Caleb didn't care. He knew that he had finally gotten the best of his little brother. He knew that his parrot was the cleverest pet in the kingdom. But Caleb just smiled and kept his mouth shut. Okay. This one was cute. I like this one. Okay. So, again, second grade. This is a 2.9 reading level. Okay. So, all of you can take quizzes on this one. Written by Sheila Kelly Welch. Okay. I'll upload this video onto YouTube here in a little bit. And then remember on YouTube, if you comment on the video, you'll get credit for it. Okay. And watching tonight, I have Gabby, Sophia from my class, Camden and Cecilia from Mrs. Elias's class. Okay? You guys have a good night. See you tomorrow.